Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Titans Return Titan Master Terri-Bull. So, like the other members of his wave, Terri-Bull was another of the headmasters from the original Generation 1 toy line. Not from the first wave, but still one of them from the original toy line. His name has only been slightly modified to accommodate trademarks for the modern day. He was originally called Horrible instead of Terri-Bull, and his full body, if you couldn't guess, transformed into a bull. But not having, instead of having a bull Titan Master vehicle, he has one that is a tank and a jet along with a weapon. So that's something. But it certainly works a lot better than Nightbeats did. But let's take a look at Terri-Bull up close. His torso and lower legs are made in gray plastic. His arms and upper legs are in blue, and his head is also in blue with some yellow on the mouth and nose, and I really can't tell what's going on with those eyes. You can see that the eyes are there, but I can't really tell what if that's just supposed to be flat blue or if there's actually something else in there. I think they may just be flat blue. I know there's a little very tiny specks of yellow on this eye for mine, but you probably can't see that. Yeah, nice detailing on the chest, on the legs, and on the arms. And then on the back you have Terri-Bull's face, Terri-Bull's head face, with some nice blue, some kind of like creamy color for the face, and then some nice red for the eyes, though this lighting is not showing that off all that well. Hopefully later shots will show that off a lot better. Terri-Bull has standard Titan Master articulation. His head is able to rotate a full 360 and is able to bob a bit because of the ball joint. His arms are able to bend that far, even going behind his head, which is rare for Titan Masters. His arms are able to splay out to the sides that far. His legs are able to bend that far forward, that far back, and his knees are able to bend that far back and that far forward. And to transform him into head mode, you just collapse him in half, like so, and there you have the Terri-Bull's head mode. That's all there is on Terri-Bull himself. So let's take a look at, if Terri-Bull will stand, at Terri-Bull's vehicle. And this is a very, very neat looking tank. You got 4 barrels, and each side is articulated. Each pair of 2 barrels is articulated, so you are able to angle them up and articulate them individually from each other. On the sides, you have some nice tread detail down there, some nice side tank detail there, even what looks like to be 2 very long missiles on the side there. On top, this central cockpit is the same tannish kind of color that his face was. On the back, you just got some more detail. You see the weapon post, and that is where Terri-Bull will be sitting. So while we're here, you really can't see it, but there are 2 Titan Master posts inside all the way there, as well as a gap for that tab on the back of his legs. And boy, is it tricky to get him in there, but when you do, it will stay. So you gotta just slide all of that in there, and I often have to get him into that position so I can force, not necessarily force, but get the tabs to cooperate. And yeah, he's in there, and that's how he sits. You can rest those arms on these like grooves right there in the back, and that's how Terri-Bull sits on his Titan Master vehicle. And like I said, it's going to be very hard to get him out. You'll probably see me struggle in a bit. But before that, let's get on to some size comparisons. Here he is with Legends Class Bumblebee. You can see how well that's how they scaled. It's basically like half the length of Bumblebee's vehicle. Here it is with Deluxe Class Chrome Dome, and definitely very small. Voyager Class Megatron is there. You can see that. And Leader Class 6-shot, which obviously is not going to fit all the way on this screen unless I do that. And you can see how small that is in comparison. So yeah, that's all there is to say for the tank mode. So let's move on to transforming it to the jet mode. So first you're gonna pull him out. You're gonna flip the vehicle over. I'm gonna pull these panels from the side out. Pull them out. Then you're gonna flip the cockpit out from there. Flip that down. And then you're gonna flatten Terri-Bull out like so. Terri-Bull out like so. And stick his head into the back of the cockpit. Nose cone section. Like so. And then that tab on the back of his legs will go into that slot right there. And there is Terri-Bull combined with the Steinmaster vehicle in its jet mode. And concept-wise, it's about as goofy as Nightbeat's Steinmaster vehicle with the treads becoming wing panel things. But it looks better purely because the wings are a bit better angled to be a bit more like wings, as well as the turret on the bottom, making the wings be a bit more in the middle of the body rather than at the bottom of the body. So like the proportions just feel better to me, even though concept-wise would probably make as about much sense that this thing could fly, if not less, because there's more weight to it with that tank those tank barrels on it. But I do like this much better, especially with how Terri-Bull combines with the vehicle, and just kind of, while he's kind of laying down, it just like looks better than if he was just doing that as the other Titan Masters would be doing, and connects pretty nicely when you flip that down. But most notable is the cockpit has some black on it with a nice Decepticon symbol right there. And then pretty much everything is, well, then you get some details in there, and some details along the wings like there. And that's pretty much all there's really new for this form. So let's go on to some size comparisons with some robot modes. Here he is with Legends Class Bumblebee. I'll get them more center. There they are. So much how that scales. Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. You see how that looks there. Voyager Class Megatron. You see how that scales. Leader Class 6-shot. Then you see how that scales. Whoops. And then, of course, Soundwave and Wheeljack, the channel mascots. And, of course, as with the other Time Master vehicles, this also has a weapon mode. To do that, you just flip the wing panels up and then come down here and flip that post out. That post that was there, now it's there. And as with the others, as long as the other toy has a 5mm compatible post, it can be held by them. Yeah. And yeah. certainly in concept about as silly as Nightbeat's vehicle, but with Terri-Bull's head being a better head, and the vehicle just doing things a little differently to make it a bit better, not having the weird connector. This is certainly a much improvement and a very nice figure to pick up for a $5 price point. So that's all I have to say on Terri-Bull. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.